Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Unlikely Animal Friends. You know, a series about the things you share on Facebook. It's just that way. Uh, yeah. So apparently, this is a National Geographic thing. Yeah, it started in 2012 and ran to 2016. It's 3 seasons, but there's only about 17 episodes total. There's like five, and then 2 seasons of six each, and it just tells us stories that probably did have their birth in getting shared on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and then they decided let's go in deep on these stories, research who these people are with these animals, and then to buy their footage and then put a narrator over top of it. And so they're not, they're not. These are not 30-second videos. Howie Mandel is not making wisecracks over top of these videos about animals doing stuff. This is actually. I just watched one episode. The first episode is about cats and their unlikely friendships. In this one, they give like maybe a half dozen different stories. They run about 5-10 minutes each, depending on what they're about. Uh, they're cute and they're actually. I mean, they're well done. Some of them feel a little padded. Some, or you're like, oh man, I want to see more footage of these. They're adorable. Uh, one of my favorites was set in Spain. Half the time they have to do a lot of translation because these stories come from all over the world. Um, about a guy who's a falconer and he's training a barn owl, and his cat, his like house cat, just decides to go along for the walks, and then eventually he starts leaping at the owl, and when the owl takes off, and it turns out he's not attacking the owl, except playfully, and they're just having a good old time. Um, and so yeah, you see this like, oh my god, this cat's gonna just kill this owl. No, um, they they pick and clean each other, and they just nip and it's playful and it's adorable. The fear in every single one of these stories is that they're going to outgrow this and they're going to revert to their more wild natures, because a lot of the animals in these things are not just house cats. A lot of them are a dude with lions. His name's Richardson, I think, but he's hangs out with the white lions in South Africa, and he gets they're so huge and they're fairly aggressive even when they're being playful. If one of them decides to tackle you and roll over on you, you're smushed. It's kind of terrifying. So yeah, they actually have a human and lion segment. Best friends, unlikely best friends. We have the cat and the owl and the pussycat. Let's say. Um, we have just trying to think. There's like a like a bobcat and a different other kind of cat that neither of them get along with anybody else, and they're two males, and one's super old and going blind, but then suddenly they get cages next to each other, and one day they're just like licking each other through the fence, and they decide to put them in the same cage, and they're best buds. And you find, you get the one gets cataracts and getting old, and you get the impression that a lot of these stories are fairly old. They've been around for a while. Um, the one with the cat and the owl, they have their own Facebook page. I think it's, I don't know, I can't think of the name. Just look up for Owl and Pussycat kind of thing. No, on Facebook. There might be a sad story at the end of this. I have no idea, because this is this first episode is a good 8-9 years old now. You don't know. There's another one with like a black leopard run to the family, becomes best friends with a rabbit. And there's another one with, and that one doesn't last more than 9 months. They got to keep them separate after that. There's another one with a bear, a very old. This is in Germany at a German zoo. They have this very old Asiatic black bear. She's like 40 years old. She becomes best buddies with a local black cat, and they're like mother and daughter. just hanging out. And they eat together, they sleep together, they play. The bear is super old, so she's barely gets around. There's no like crazy activity, but yeah, it's a fun little set to pairings. I liked it more than I thought I would. Thank God they didn't give them like wacky voices and try to make jokey stuff about it. It's real adorable stories. The one where there's like I think it's a lynx and a deer. Like they somebody. By the way, sometimes they get these like in the first story. Um, it, it's a wildcat reserve place where they take care of these cats that people from Kentucky decide to somehow buy a wild cat and realize, oops, we don't have the means to take care of a wild cat for some reason. Idiots. So they end up, rather than, thank God they didn't completely abandon them, they found a way to get them to this cat place so they can live out their lives in peace and safety and not just, here, let's go, just toss it out the back of the truck, Ethel, and now you've just screwed things up in the wild. But yeah, then so yeah, you get all sorts of situations. There's another story that's heavily translated. It looks like it was all transferred from VHS. It's just the story of how a deer and a lynx get along with each other. Lynx gets a little aggressive at times, but they were both raised together. They're both friendly. But you can only everybody's like you kind of have to always watch them. The lynx is on a chain, so they get close. They do the licking and the kissing, and they're just snuggling. And then if things get a little intense, well, you can jerk the chain, or they can't go far. The deer can get away. So it's there's every story just about is, you know what, one of them's going to kill the other one because in reality in the wild one of these animals is dinner for the other. It's just how it works. So yeah, it's there's a little bit of tension the whole time. It's not just cute kitties and bunnies. It's kitties and dinner being friends with dinner. That's basically what this is. So yeah, uh, like I said, there's 17 episodes. Uh, it's cute. It's a. I don't know if I'm going to watch any more of them, but if you're into this, you like seeing cute animals and stories of how animals who should not get along swimmingly, but there's always an element of danger. This is for you. So National Geographic made this just for you, and so you don't have to watch YouTube nonstop or scroll through lots and lots of Facebook to find it. So thank you, National Geographic and Disney Plus. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
201.
Okay. 201. What do we got? What do we got? It's always a mystery. This is one of my favorite parts of this kind of thing because I have no idea what I'm going to get in this random pick. This is all numbered out, and I don't have this whole thing memorized. It's almost 700. Something. I think it's actually more than 700. Oh, there's a movie. We're finally getting out. We've been doing series, and we're doing documentaries, and we've been doing docu-series. Now we have a movie. So a little change up here. We haven't had a movie in a little while. Let's watch Gathering Storm. Not sure what that is, but I imagine there is a bit of inclement weather involved. Gathering Storm is what we're watching tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye. Okay, I already dismounted the camera, but I feel I should warn you. Gathering Storm is not a movie. It was improperly labeled. It's docu-series, so we're watching one more documentary. It's a series, so National Geographic, about storms and guys on boats. So we'll see you back here tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge.